guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary, high school, and recent high school graduate. Today I am going to be doing a plan with me in my Passionate Penny Pincher home planner. And last week was the first week that I started trying different planners than my typical Erin Condren Vertical Weekly EC Daily Duo system that I have been using for a very long time, and I think that it went okay. If you don't know, or if you are new, welcome. First, I'm so happy to have you here. A couple of weeks ago, I actually shared a whole video walkthrough of all of the planners that I have purchased or have been sent over the past many months, and was just trying to figure out what system I actually want to be in, because I have been using Erin Condren for over a decade and I absolutely love that system. However, my life stage is completely different today than it was 10 years ago, and I have been feeling a real push to try something different, to simplify some things. And so this summer I'm taking the time to go through all of these various planners that I have purchased and been sent, to just see if the system that I'm using and that I have been using is one that I still want to continue to use, or if there's something different that I want to try. I will leave that video linked in the description box. I'll also leave my first plan with me, which I think this just went up last Friday, in the season by season weekly planner. I really liked using this planner. However, I will also say that when I was going through, I definitely did not plan as well as I wanted to. And part of that is because it's the summer. We have a lot less structure in our lives because we're not actively homeschooling right now. Typically, we start homeschooling right after the 4th of July every year, and we have for about a decade, but this year we're not starting until August, so everything's a little bit different. Originally, I thought that I was going to come in and plan in the Mom Agenda home office calendar, and I do still want to use this, but because I'm kind of considering potentially using some of this space down here for homeschool planning, and we're not homeschooling in July yet, I wanted to wait a couple of more weeks because my mind is just not into homeschool planning right now. And even when I do eventually do a weekly plan with me in the Mom Agenda, we won't be actively homeschooling, so it will just sort of be an idea or kind of what I typically will write down for homeschooling. It won't be an actual plan. But because my head is not in homeschooling right at the moment, I am going to use my Passionate Penny Pincher home planner this week, and I absolutely love this planner. I started getting this, I think it was the fall of 2022 was the first time that I got it. And I got the 2023 planner, but when you purchase the physical planner, they send you the digital planner as well, or at least they have in the past. And so I had the last 3 months of 2022 to print out and work through the planner. And I did do that for those 3 months and into January 2023. And I realized there are a couple of things that just don't work for me. The first is the Sunday start, because I kind of view my week starting on Monday, and so that kind of threw me off. And the second was that it's a horizontal planner, but all of the lists and other information in here has been so helpful for me over the years. And I actually have a whole video of how I've used this planner to create a home management system that works for me. I will leave that linked for you if you're interested. This is such a useful planner. The new ones come out, I believe, in September. I think they do have digital versions available right now if you are interested in checking it out at a pretty deep discount. But the fact that it lists all these habits, and then there's a weekly home cleaning project, plus each day has individual tasks, that helped me figure out a good home management system for myself. Now, do I do these things on these days? No, I do not. I actually took everything out of this planner, wrote it down, and reassigned it to the days that work for me. So I will be adjusting some of the stuff in here, but we're just going to see how it goes. And this week is not super busy because my brother and his family are still visiting. They won't leave until Wednesday, and so the start of the week is going to be pretty low key, I think. We will see. Okay, so the first thing that I usually do is the weather. So let me see if I can find my weather stickers because I've already misplaced stuff. My office is a complete disaster right now. The fact that I have so many planners is pretty much driving me insane. See, I haven't even started this plan with me. I've been probably talking for 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I'm not going to plan Sunday because it's Sunday when I'm planning, and I can write a couple of things down, I guess. We went to church this morning, and then we coffee out, which was fun. Dinner, what am I making for dinner tonight? I think we're having leftovers. All right, before I get started, let me just do the weather. Okay. Today it was sunny. Tomorrow it is going to be sunny again, and just, actually it's probably going to be partly cloudy, but it is going to be muggy. Tomorrow it's supposed to be, I think, 90 degrees. All right, so I will write the meals. Tuesday, leftovers. We had a big barbecue on the 4th of July, and so we've kind of been grilling extra meat and eating leftover salads and having just a bunch of stuff. That's just what we've been doing, and it has worked well. Wednesday, they are leaving in the morning, so I'm going to make Mexican layer dip. It's like refried beans and sour cream and cheese and lettuce and tomatoes and salsa and jalapenos and nachos and all that stuff, and that is an easy meal. I'm going to make some sort of chicken dish here, leftovers because honestly, it has been really, really muggy and I don't want to make anything. I have been making like a crock pot of chicken, usually earlier in the week, but last week I actually did it on Thursday, and this week I'm going to do it on Thursday again. Last week I made chicken gyros and like a tzatziki sauce, a homemade tzatziki, I don't know how to pronounce that, and it was delicious. And then we had like salads with the chicken and the yogurt sauce stuff, and like pita pockets and everything. And so I want to make something else. I think I'm going to do some sort of like an Asian type one with tamari and, well, probably you would want to do honey, but I don't have honey, so I'll probably do like tamari, brown sugar, red pepper flakes, sesame oil, garlic, ginger, that kind of stuff. I think that's what I will do, and then have that over the weekend, and then maybe start fresh again on Monday. I'd like to do my food prep on Monday, but that just hasn't been the thing lately. All right, so let's see. I know I'm not doing a brain dump this week, which probably is going to bite me, but I think the plan on Monday is, gosh, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. So the way that I normally will do my planning is I will do my home management stuff, any homeschool related stuff, personal stuff, all of that. I will put it in my to-do section. But because the Passionate Penny Pincher planner has these things already listed, I don't have as much space, and I can't edit it without whiting it out. And while I love whiteout, using highlighters over whiteout, or even writing with my Micron pens, it's not very neat. So I think what I will do is maybe can I do my home management stuff underneath here? Potentially. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and the other thing that I struggle with is that this is a Sunday start, and I'm always thinking this is Monday, but it's not. So I don't have enough space here to do my highlighting stuff. Okay, so maybe I will do it over, maybe I'll just put it here. So I have my Monday reset, grocery order, food prep, and laundry. I don't have anything on Tuesday. Wednesday, I need to do rags. Thursday, spend tracking. file papers, restock toilet paper. Friday is my bigger cleaning day, floors, bathrooms, and sheets. Saturday is transfer station. So Monday, I think we are going to do slip inside with the cousins, and everybody will come over probably in the afternoon and stay through the evening. I think that's what we are going to be doing. Tuesday, we are going to Barnes & Noble. My videos for this week. See, this is where the struggle is, because there are 7 to-do list boxes, but I don't really have any place to kind of separate. I guess I can separate down the center, and I think that's what I've done in the past, but I'm just unsure of how. I don't know where I should be putting these things. Okay, I need to do, see, again, guys, I just said to you that the Sunday messes me up, and it did. This is supposed to be Monday, this is supposed to be Wednesday. Here I thought I was doing a good job. So Monday is actually my 10-year anniversary for YouTube, and that is crazy to me. And I did do a video. I'll leave it linked for you because obviously this is already up. I'll leave all of the links for all of the videos that I did this week. And it's kind of crazy to me that I have been filming on YouTube, or filming content for YouTube, for so long. I've been blogging for my website since 2011, and prior to that it was a different website, and I had started that in 2006. And so I have been sharing online since 2006, but to reach that 10 years on YouTube, it was just kind of crazy to me. So definitely fun. Oh my gosh, guys, I do have a video on Tuesday. I'm so dumb today. Okay, well, it is what it is. I have my July goals, which my goals for July actually are starting on Monday the 7th, because the way that June was this week, the week of the 1st, I had my quarterly reset this week, and so I started my June goals on the 9th and wanted 4 weeks for June. So technically last week was the last week in June. However, I had pretty much finished everything the 3rd week in June, which was good because my brother and his family came up this week, and I knew they were going to be here this week as well. So starting July 7th for July just makes sense. Also, it's a 5-week month, so that is also a good chunk of time for July. Then I have my July monthly reset, which I didn't think was going to be as busy as it ended up being. I also forgot that I typically set up new planners during my July monthly reset because I purchase typically academic year planners. And I haven't really done that because I don't know which system I'm going to be in, which may lead me to be a calendar year planner, which hasn't been the case since I started homeschooling, or since I started planning in an Erin Condren teacher planner for homeschooling. It just kind of made sense for me to run my year July through June instead of January through December. Friday is going to be the weekly plan with me in my season by season weekly. I have my live stream here, and this month we are doing them at noon Eastern instead of 2:30, just because I'm trying to lean into rest a little bit more. That will continue through the end of July. If you're interested in checking out my membership community, I would love to have you here. I also need to film. I have a plan with me that I have to film. Let's see. Friday, I have books I need to pick up. I don't know why I'm putting it on Thursday. Probably should have put it on Wednesday, but I'm not sure when my brother's leaving, and so I will just try and run out first thing on Thursday. Okay, I think this is actually all that I have for the week, and I know it doesn't really seem like much, and it isn't, and part of that is because, you know, we do have family visiting, so it's not super busy. I am still going to have like a good amount of Monday reset stuff just because my family has been here over the past, week, and I haven't really kept up with anything, so I need to still do that. One of the things that I really like about this planner, well, I like many of things about this planner. All of the things that are on the list to do, really, really like that. Actually, I have my priority as family for this week, not organize the pantry, so I will write that down. I like that it has a space to write how much money you're spending each day, as well as like a gratitude. This is like a gratitude for each day. I think that that is so helpful, especially if you have financial goals, to write down how much you're spending, or you could even write down how much you spent or how much you saved, and just designate whether it's spend or save. I think that that is such a helpful, useful tool to keep track of those things. It's not something that I'm very good at, but it is something that I want to try and do more of in the coming year. Yes, I understand we are only in July at this point and we still have half a year left. However, I know that I'm not going to change my financial planning rhythm right now, adding in something else right now, even something as small as just writing in how much I'm spending each day. Because I'm doing spend tracking, I don't really need to do that, but I'm thinking about getting away from spend tracking a little bit and moving more towards something like this. So we will see. That's all in the future. But right now, I think this is my plan for the week. I'm not going to decorate this planner because there's so much color already. I don't feel like I need to add a bunch of stickers. One of the things that I struggle with is where to put timed appointments, which I don't really have this week, except for my live stream. I don't really know where to put those types of things, as well as all of my to-do list items, because they have the to-do list items here, like for home management stuff. So I'm adding extra stuff that isn't actually on the list for the different days. It's a little bit more confusing. Now, they do have the digital planner, and I believe that that is something that you can fill in your own tasks, but I don't use a digital system, so that makes it a little more challenging. But I really do like all of the lists in here and all of the helpful information at the beginning with all of the spring cleaning checklists and yard maintenance and all of this stuff. It's so, so helpful. So this is my plan for the week of July 7th. And we'll see how it goes. I had a lot of good intentions coming in to this series of Plan With Me's, and I think I said this in my last Plan With Me as well, that I kind of forgot about how different my schedule is during the summer, so it's a little bit lighter in the actual planning. So I don't know how realistic it is for me to be trying these out when I'm not super busy, like in the fall or when we're homeschooling during the year, because I'm taking this season of rest. Like July, I'm mainly doing family stuff and just hanging out with my kids and last minute trips and stuff like that. So it's not as scheduled as the rest of my year is, but I do really like this planner. I think that if I were going to use it, I would need to either highlight so that there's 2 columns here for each day and have one for personal and one for work, the way that I do this type of list. But also at the same time, I don't know where I would put timed appointments, like I said. Could I do it up here? Maybe. Could I write it over here somewhere? Potentially, but then I'd have to move my stickers for my weather. I could potentially do weather stickers over here. So I'm just kind of unsure. But if you are looking for something to help you implement a new home management system, or even just ideas on how to get started, I definitely recommend this planner. Or if horizontal planning doesn't bother you, this is a really good quality planner. The paper quality is great. There's no bleed through or shadowing with any of my stuff. The coil is really, really sturdy. The tabs are reinforced, and there is so much helpful information in here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're looking for more help and encouragement around home and homeschooling and goals, please come check out my membership community. That link is always in the description box. This summer, we're focusing on rest and boundaries and figuring out how to come up with a fall rhythm that's going to help us lean into what's most important. So I would love to see you over there. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.